Hey guys, welcome back to Diving Deep in Thought. You're here with Elias, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to break old habits and form new ones to improve your life in terms of your work ethic, in terms of what you eat, going to the gym, the way you treat your family or partner or parents, whatever. So, how do we break old habits and form new ones? Now, it's always easier to replace habits rather than to resist them. So if you want to quit smoking or quit vaping, you don't just cold turkey stop because your body is expecting something in that time that you think of vaping. It's expecting something of equal stimulation. It's not good enough just to stop. You're exercising your willpower to the greatest extent. All you're doing is trying to prove to your ego that you can stop something. And it's hard. So you don't do that. You replace it. You phase the bad habits out by implementing new habits. So what you've basically got to do is this newer, better version of yourself that you see or think about becoming, start doing the things they would be doing. Little things. So if they'll be eating healthy, start eating healthy. Phasing out junk food and eating healthy. You got to phase out one habit to introduce a new one. But there's got to be like a time period. It could take 2 or 3 weeks, but it's still better than nothing. Wouldn't you take that risk of 2 or 3 weeks of phasing out, say, watching TV instead of going to the gym? Wouldn't you spend 3 weeks intentionally trying to do that, then not go to the gym at all? Just think about that. So it's always good to make small wins, capitalize on those wins, make yourself feel good, make it seem like you're making some progress, and the progress itself is what's going to motivate you to continue. And I don't really like the word motivation. Motivation is only good for a disciplined person to get them out of a little rut. But motivation is not good to kickstart you from zero. It'll give you a short spurt of adrenaline or a dopamine rush that you may probably ride that wave for roughly 1 or 2 days. But to constantly have to motivate yourself is telling you that you have too many things out of order, that you're wasting your time so much. If you're spending more time motivating yourself than the activity, I see people who motivate themselves for an hour a day, like they watch a video or a movie, or they got to psych themselves up, they got to warm up their blood. That hour could be spent at the gym. So discipline is always more powerful than motivation. Motivation in short spurts is awesome because it gets you off your ass when you're reasonably disciplined. So when you're doing 80% of the right things, then you'll use motivation. But you don't want to constantly need to motivate yourself because then the motivation occupies the time you spent doing the task. And sometimes the motivation takes longer because you get stuck in this rabbit hole on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and you just waste more time doing that. So motivation's not a long-term thing. It's exactly what it says. Discipline is the more important thing. And discipline doesn't work with your emotions. That's simple. So it's not going to feel good ever when you're disciplined. Unless those habits give you benefits that you're reaping constantly. Like going to the gym. You're not seeing quick results ever. Ever. You're seeing results, and if they do happen quick, you get a big head and then you stop. But the results are actually slow. But it's just proving to yourself that you do get a result. So it takes a long time before discipline feels good. But generally it doesn't. You've just got to do it, and you got to hold yourself accountable. There's many times where I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to read a book, I don't want to eat well, but I just do it because I know I've proved it to myself that it works. I know we hear it, but you need to prove it to yourself. So you got to phase something out in order. So if you vape and you want to stop, say, vaping, and you know that you need to vape it first thing in the morning, throughout the day, every time you think of vaping, have a piece of gum. Rather than not vaping and then think about not vaping, then you're occupying your thought and your energy. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're thinking of vaping, you're gonna buy back into it. You don't want to think about vaping. So when you think about vaping, you pull out a piece of gum and you chew on it. Put a pack of gum in your car, next to your bed, in your pocket, whatever. When you think of vaping, you replace that habit with a new one that doesn't hurt you, but it still stimulates you equally. It's doing something. It's triggering a response mechanism to this urge that's coming up. And you do that. I used to do it all the time. Anytime I would go on social media and feel like I've been on it for too long, I immediately would start to think about, well, what else could I do to work on YouTube to do this, or read a book. I'd instantly bring up Audible, and my response would be that when I go on YouTube, I'd bring up Audible and start listening to a book. That's just the response I would have to just browsing on social media. So you always have to have a counteraction, but you have to have that counteraction then and there. So if you're on YouTube, you can easily go to Audible. If you have a vape, you can easily get a piece of gum. If you're on the couch and you think about going to the gym, your clothes have to almost be ready. What helps is when you do things that promote that task. Oh, going to the gym, that means I got to get my clothes. I got to wear the gym clothes. I got to take a towel. You're making it harder. You're going against yourself. If your shoes, your clothes, your water bottle and your backpack, whatever, and your towel, all that shit was all together, already set, that's 50% of what it is. So if that was already, you could sit on the couch or pick that up and then go. So it works like that. You've got to work with that, the new habit you want to pick up in order to make your life better. And it takes time, but eventually it'll improve your life because you're getting some return. You're getting some return on investment of time. You don't have to do it every second of your day like this, but whatever you spend time at the gym is making you look better. Inevitably, whether it's cardio or weights, it's making you look better. So there's a return on that investment. If you eat well, you're reducing your chances of diabetes, cavities. You're reducing your chances of bad skin. This is all good return on investment if you eat well. If you read in an area that helps you, if you want to start a business, if you want to be better at business, if you want to be better in relationships, the knowledge is out there. This is the information age. But don't get analysis paralysis where you know so much information that you're too scared to implement any of it, so you believe you need to learn more. And it's this vicious cycle of thinking you don't know enough, but actually you know too much, that you're overwhelmed with options. And that's a problem. Having too many options is a bigger problem than having no options. Because when you don't have options, you work for an option. But when you've got too many options, you get very complacent. And you take it for granted. And you see this everywhere. Especially people with a lot of money that don't spend it wisely. If you don't have money, at least you're working toward money. There's some growth or progression. But when you're at the top with too many options, it's not good. You don't do anything because you have this false abundance mindset. You have this mindset that you know everything, and you're at peace with yourself, but you haven't done anything physically. So there's a deep anxiety that comes through. Guys, this is my video for today. I hope you've taken some value from it. If you have, just share it with somebody or help other people in this similar way by implementing good, healthy, awesome habits to make you a better person. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.